Good day everyone, I'm Leandro Lapig from Group 3. Today, I will be discussing about EDP, MIS, and DSS in the Decision Support Systems in Module number 5. Organizations have always had some kind of management information system, even if it was not recognized as such. In the past, these systems were highly informal in setup and utilization. When the registrar office kept the students' transcript of records, they were using an information system. Not until the advent of computers, with their ability to process and condense large quantities of data, the design of management information systems became a formal process and field of study. In the following slides, I will discuss about EDP, MIS, and DSS. Let's start by defining what is an EDP. EDP stands for Electronic Data Processing. But before we begin, we define what is data. Data is defined as any collection of facts. Examples of these are sales reports, inventory figures, test scores, customers' names and addresses, and weather reports are all examples of data. Next is data processing. Data processing is the manipulation of data into a more useful form. Data processing includes not only numerical calculations, but also operations such as the classification of data and the transmission of data from one place to another. So in general, we assume that these operations are performed by some type of machine or computer, although some of them could also be carried out manually. Now, lastly, electronic data processing or EDP. Electronic data processing can refer to the use of automated methods to process commercial data. Typically, this uses relatively simple, repetitive activities to process large volumes of similar information. In electronic data processing, different types of input, output, and storage devices may be interconnected to an electronic computer to process data. For example, stock updates applied to an inventory, banking transactions applied to account and customer master files, booking and ticketing transactions on airlines reservation system, billing for utility services, and others. Emergence of EDP. When computers were first introduced into organizations, they were used mainly to process data for few organizational functions, usually in accounting and billing. Because of the specialized skills required to operate the expensive, complex, and sometimes temperamental equipments, computers were located in electronic data processing or EDP departments. As the speed of processing data grew, other data processing and information management tasks were computerized. To cope up with the new tasks, EDP departments developed standardized reports for the use of operating managers. Now, let's talk about MIS. Management Information System, or commonly MIS, is of great importance to every organization of any size. So every organization or people are touched by MIS. So now we define what is an MIS. Basically, MIS stands for Management Information System. Management focusing on the ultimate use of such information for decision making. Second, information stressing on process data in the context in which it is used by the end users. And next is system, which emphasizing a fair degree of integration and holistic view. We will define an MIS as a formal method of making available to the management the accurate and timely information necessary to facilitate the decision-making process and enable the organization's planning, control, and operational functions to be carried out effectively. The system provides information about the past, present, and projected future, and some relevant events inside and outside the organization. So this is MIS. Beginnings of IMS. So the growth of EDP departments urged managers to focus more on planning their organization's information systems. These efforts led to the emergence of the concept of computer-based information systems, which became better known as computer-based MIS or simply MIS. As the EDP department's functions expanded beyond the processing of masses of standardized data, they began to be called MIS departments. Now we go to DSS. DSS stands for Decision Support Systems. A decision support system is a computer-based information system that supports business or organizational decision-making activities, typically resulting in ranking, sorting, or choosing from among alternatives. DSS reserves the management, operations, and planning levels of an organization, usually mid and higher management, and help people make decisions about problems that may be rapidly changing or not easily specified in advance. A decision support system components may be classified as inputs, user knowledge or expertise, outputs, and decisions. Typical information that a decision support application might gather and present includes inventories of information assets, including legacy and relational data sources, data warehousing, and data marts. Second, comparative sales figures from one period to the next. And another one is projected revenue figures based on product sales assumptions. The use of decision support systems is expanding as a recent advances in computer hardware and software allow managers and other designated employees to gain online or real-time access to the database in MIS. The widespread use of microcomputers has enabled managers to create their own databases and electronically manipulated information as needed, rather than waiting for reports to be issued by the EDP or MIS department. While MIS reports are still necessary for monitoring ongoing operations, DSS permits less structured use of databases as special decisions needs arise. Now let's move on to activity 5.2. In module number 4 activity, we were given the Dusk video shop to create decision category matrix. Now let us describe the same information can be generated at the EDP, MIS, and DSS levels. For the EDP level includes generation of summary of members, report generation on total videotapes available for rent, and generation of fines collected. for the MIS includes generation of summary of members per location, report generation on total videotapes available based on title, and report on average borrowing of a member. For DSS, we can generate forecasts on the average income of the whole video shop or even per location, and then increase the number of VHS titles according to the demand, and identify if there's a need to add or replace with DVD rental instead of VHS. Okay, so here are the references. Next video will be DSS objectives, which will be discussed by my classmate Marilyn. Thank you.